You want power. That much is clear. Whether you whisper it to yourself in the dark or chase it in daylight, the desire is the same. But let me tell you what I learned. The most dangerous thing a man can do is grab for power before he understands what it is. Power is not shouting. It is not the waving of banners or the clanging of swords. Those things are noise, temporary. They impress the weak and expose the foolish. Real power endures. And what endures must be designed to endure. When I was young, I believed power was force. I saw men win battles, give speeches, stir mobs into a frenzy and then vanish, their names spat out by the very mouths that once praised them. I learned quickly, it is not the one who conquers that rules it, is the one who builds what cannot be undone. Do you want to build something lasting? Then understand this. Power does not begin with control. It begins with perception. People do not follow laws. They follow confidence. They follow a story they believe they are part of. Give them that story. Let them feel safe inside it. And while they hold it close, you build the world that benefits from their belief. I never told Rome I would rule her. I told her I would heal her. I was the voice of peace in a time of ruin. And so they gave me everything: armies, laws, temples. I held the world in my hand and made them feel as though they had placed it there. That is power. If you lead with fear, you must always keep them afraid. And fear fades. It weakens. But trust becomes habit. If you become the thing they trust, the thing they rely on to make sense of the world, you do not need to command them. They will move with you, for you, without ever realizing they had a choice. So what does this mean for you? It means stop chasing the crown. Build the chair it rests on. Stop demanding attention. Create silence and let others beg for your voice to fill it. Hide your ambition behind service. Bury your strength inside patience. And when the moment comes to act fully. Strike not with passion, but with precision. If you want power that survives time, then be willing to disappear into the foundation of something greater. Let others take the glory. Let them think they hold the reins. So long as you built the track they run on, you will always be ahead. I do not speak to you as a god. I was made one after I died by those who needed me to be. In life, I was only a man who understood that the loudest fire burns out first, but the stone beneath it remains. You will not be remembered for how much you held, but for how long what you built can stand. So I ask again, do you want power, or do you want to endure? That choice, in the end, is what makes an emperor. Then begin, as I did not with command, but with observation. Watch how the world bends not under force, but under weight subtly applied. A whisper in the right ear. A law passed in silence. A feast held when famine was expected. Power moves best when no one sees it coming, and rules longest when no one remembers when it began. You must become inevitable, not immediate. Do not waste yourself on enemies easily named. The fool craves opposition he can strike. The wise man lets his foes strike air, exhausting themselves while he shapes the field. I turned rivals into allies, then allies into dependence. By the time they saw the chains, they were made of silk and they thanked me for them. Understand this. Legacy is not memory, it is structure. Statues crumble, songs fade, names are swallowed by time, but systems, those endure. Leave behind something that can live without you, yet always carries your shape. That is when you cease to be a man and become a principle. Let others chase destiny. You will create design, and design is destiny with discipline. But take heed, such a path demands sacrifice. You must give up the need to be seen, to be loved, to be praised. You must become comfortable with being misunderstood, even reviled. Because the truest architects of order do not live in marble halls. They live in the gaps between decisions. In the consequences no one traces back. If you are not ready to vanish, you are not ready to last. And yet, if you can let go of the hunger for now then in time, they will call you what they must: savior, founder, father. They will kneel at monuments you never asked for, clutching histories shaped by your unseen hand. So I ask once more, not as a challenge, but as a threshold, will you shape the storm, more simply survive it? Choose. The silence after your answer is where the empire begins. Then remember your greatest weapon is not force, nor even cunning. It is consistency, a pattern so reliable it becomes truth. Let them rely on you. Let them need your presence in rooms you never enter. If you are steady while all else shifts, they will cling to you as sailors to the stars, not out of loyalty, but out of necessity. That, too, is power, to be needed, even in silence. But beware the temptation to reveal too much. The architect does not explain the blueprint to the bricks. Keep your vision close, your intentions closer. Let the structure rise before they realize what it is. And when they do, it will be too late to tear it down, for by then they will live within it. I did not build Rome in marble alone. I built it in custom, in expectation, in the quiet turning of laws that made revolt feel unnatural, not forbidden, unthinkable. That is the edge you must seek, where opposition becomes discomfort and obedience becomes ease. You must not ask for permission. You must build the world in which your rise feels inevitable. And when doubt creeps in, and it will remember this: you are not the flame, you are the wick, the thing that holds the fire steady. Burn to bright, and they will try to snuff you. Burn to slow, and they will forget you. But if you burn with purpose, with rhythm, with restraint, they will keep you lit forever, fearing the dark you keep at bay. So again I say, do not strive to be remembered. Strive to be necessary. And if that necessity becomes myth, so be it. My bones are dust, but my design endures. Tell me, what will yours look like? Then start now quietly, not with proclamations, but with placement. Who stands beside you? Who owes you their comfort? Who speaks your name in rooms where you are absent? These are not ornaments, they are anchors. Power is not taken all at once. It is gathered moment by moment, until it becomes indistinguishable from gravity. They don't notice it until they cannot move without it. Do not fear the shadows. Operate within them. There is no need to outshine others when you can outlast them. Let them burn in their brilliance. Applaud it, even. And when they falter, as all flames do, be the steady hand that remains. Offer stability. Offer clarity. Offer the illusion of choice within the boundaries you've drawn. Understand, the future does not belong to those who guess. It belongs to those who shape the conditions in which it will arrive. Anticipate, not react. Guide, not push. Teach them to crave the world you're building, without ever realizing it was you who laid the first stone. They will write histories one day. They will speak of fate and fortune and gods. Let them. The truth is quieter. It wears no crown. It bears no title. It signs no decree. It simply waits, endures, steers. So I ask, not for the last time, are you patient enough to build what you will never see finished? Are you strong enough to build it anyway? Then you must learn to measure in generations, not moments. Let others count victories in battles. You will count yours in habits, in rituals, in the slow turning of the world toward your design. If a man can shape how children speak, how elders remember, how strangers greet one another, he needs no monument. The culture itself becomes his legacy. That is the deepest root power can grow. And do not confuse patience with passivity. There is a moment to act, but the man who acts without preparation is a gambler. The man who waits until his steps echo with certainty, that is the strategist. So move when it is time, and not a breath before. Act as if it was always meant to be. The world respects the hand that looks like it belongs where it lands. You will be tested, betrayed, misread, but if your foundation is deep enough, these things will not shake you. That is why I built slowly, because storms come quickly. Every policy I laid, every ally I embraced, every enemy I forgave, did so not for peace, but for permanence. You must ask yourself, is your vision strong enough to survive without applause? Will you still build when no one thanks you? Because there will come a day when you walk alone, doubted by all, misunderstood by many. That is when true power either takes root or turns to ash. And if it is to take root, then your next step must be the beginning of something none can undo. So, where will you step? Then let this be your final lesson. Power is not seized, it is cultivated. It grows like a tree deep roots, quiet strength. The impatient cut down the forest to build thrones of splinters. The wise plant, water, wait. I did not wake to find the world in my hand. I shaped it inch by inch, always knowing it was not mine to keep, only mine to guide. I held it gently so it would not notice it was being held at all. You must become both presence and absence. You must learn when to be visible and when to vanish, when to speak and when to let silence do the speaking for you. Because there will come a time when your name is no longer spoken, and in that silence, the truth of what you built will be revealed. Will the world still move as you intended? Will the systems hum in rhythm with your design? Will they mistake your absence for stability? That is your immortality. understand. I did not endure because I was feared. I endured because I was trusted to bring order, even when I broke what came before. They do not remember every law I passed, every war I ended, every compromise I forged, but they remember the world I left them. And though they renamed it, rebuilt it, repainted, its bones were mine, still are. So now, as you stand at the edge of your ambition, I ask you not whether you are ready to rule. That is a child's question. I ask instead, are you ready to vanish behind the curtain of the world you create? Are you ready to let others wear the laurels while you bear the weight? Are you ready to be forgotten, so that what you build may never be? If so, then go, not to conquer, not to command, but to construct, quietly, completely, endlessly, and in the centuries to come. When they wonder who built the world they inherited, they will not know your name, but they will live in your shadow. Then go not in triumph, but in silence, the kind of silence that follows understanding. You do not need horns to announce your arrival, nor monuments to confirm your place. The world you shape will be your declaration. Every policy, every alliance, every sacrifice each, a brick laid without your name, but not without your intent. That is the work of the true sovereign, to become the spine of an era without ever asking for a statue. Because power that endures does not cling to the man it radiates from the design, and a great design survives its maker. You will find yourself tempted. There will be days when the roar of the crowd calls louder than the voice of purpose, when recognition seems sweeter than patience, when the crown shines brighter than the cornerstone. In those moments, remember this: a crown can be stolen, a cornerstone cannot. What you build in silence cannot be undone by noise. One day they will gather in halls you never walked. They will speak of progress, tradition, order, all born from mechanisms you set in motion. They will argue, celebrate, legislate all within the invisible walls you raised. And none will remember the architect, only the architecture. That is the cost. That is the glory. So now I ask you, for the last time, not as a warning, but as a benediction. Do you still want power? Then let go of being seen. Let go of being known, and begin building the world that cannot forget you, even if it never remembers your name.